Hello everybody, welcome back to Performance on Wheels. So we had a really cool experiment or idea come up in our head, and that would be if Land Rovers and Range Rovers defrosting windshield works. If you actually look really close at their windshields, they have defrost lines in each individual windshield. So we have a brand new F-150 here, as well as, of course, the new Defender, and we're going to see, compared to the F-150, if the Land Rover Defender's windshield defrosts substantially faster or not.
We're at about 10 degrees here in Minnesota, which is perfect weather. Obviously, we have some snowflakes in the air. This is great for this experiment. We might even sprinkle a little water on the windshield so we can see some freezing, seeing how that does. There's also some additional defrosting in the Land Rover down these side windows. So it'll just be interesting to see how a new, more standard vehicle that has, you know, all the bells and whistles with defrost and defrosting in its rear window and the new F-150 versus what's claimed the cold climate pack in a vehicle that's meant to go anywhere in any condition and do well doing it. Is it the truth? Let's hurry up and wait.
We are back about 4 hours later. It has not stopped snowing since. It's absolutely freezing out here, so I have a good feeling that there's a good sum of ice and snow on the windshields of both the Defender and the F-150. Based on that, looks like we got about 2 inches of snow in total here. Let's set a little wager in the comments below on which one you think is going to do it first, or if you think that the Land Rover is going to have any benefit at all with its fancy built-in defrosters in the windshield. I'm curious because they've obviously been doing it for a really long time, but I don't know that we've noticed a difference yet, so I'm interested to find out today.
So in the F-150, what we have is very simple. We're going to turn it to max defrost. We're going to turn the temperature up to full volume. We're going to turn the fan speed all the way up. We're going to start a timer and we're going to see what happens. That's pretty much what the F-150 has, is max defrost, rear defrost. And again, this is the 2021 model, so this is the best that a major auto manufacturer has to offer. Let's see what the Defender has to offer. We're gonna do the same thing in the Defender. We're gonna get in, we're gonna turn it on. I'm gonna make sure the wipers are not gonna automatically turn on. So yeah, I'm on off. I know it's got the rain sensing wipers, so I wanna make sure those don't turn on. We don't wanna get away from any of the effect on it. But I do know if we get in here, we have the forward defrost. We're gonna crank up the temperature. We're gonna turn on the rear defrost. We're gonna hit the defrost on max as well. I wanna shut it down there just to make sure we're not faulting the test in any way, but we're gonna start a timer in each vehicle. We're gonna start them at slightly separate times, but we will have 2 separate timers going so we know down to the T. I'm hoping that there's going to be a clear, decisive winner. Let's just get into it right now.
All right, so my dad is in the Defender, which means I got the F-150. We're going to go ahead and go on my phone here, open up my clock app, and get a stopwatch ready to go. Going to get the key in the ignition here, get it ready, and 3, 2, 1. All right, F-150 is started. High, max defrost in front, max defrost in rear. Let's see how long this is going to take to fully clear the windshield and the rear window.
All right, guys, the lighting is horrible in here. It's cold, it's freezing, the snow's coming down. It's literally about 6 degrees outside right now. I'm in the Defender. We're gonna get the party started. So I'm not gonna turn it on yet. I'm just gonna get the accessories going. I'm gonna make sure we're on high volume. All right, I know what I'm up against. I can see some stuff now, so let's get this underway. I'm gonna start the car. I'm going to put the front defrost on, max defrost on. That's gonna turn on the rear defrost. We're giving it everything she has. Starting the timer now.
Of course, my dad took the Defender, which has heated seats and a heated steering wheel, and I am sitting in the F-150 with my hands in pain, and I am absolutely frozen, and I have no heat coming out at all yet.
There we go, guys. We're about 3 minutes in. As you can see on the Defender and both the F-150, there are no signs of the snow coming off of the windshield yet. The insides are still ice cold as can be. The defrost has not started to take over on any vehicle yet. 3 minutes in.
As I was sitting in the F-150, I looked out of the window quick and I noticed on the Defender that we are actually starting to see some lines for the defrost on it. As you can see the outline for some of the lines on there. I thought that was really interesting that I'm starting to see that. I think the Defender is going to win this. I am curious because it does have defrost stuff on this window. We're not seeing anything over here yet at all. We are seeing it on the rear window though. We do have some of those lines fully defrosted, as you can see. The F-150's rear defrost, it is starting to melt a bit. However, I'm not seeing as distinctive of lines as we are seeing on the Defender.
A big part of the engineering on the Land Rover is the fact that it can get up to temp quickly. I noticed this when I had an F-Type. I noticed this in a previous Range Rover. And that's part of the storyline with the 2-liter 4-cylinder that we're looking at today. It's supposed to get up to temperature quickly, meaning all the operating systems are supposed to start working sooner rather than later. Now we can see right behind me that we have kind of a similar remark on the windshields of both the F-150 as well as the Land Rover. We are seeing the Land Rover break up a little more on the bottom side of the windshield. But one thing that is interesting as well is I've been bringing a thermometer between both vehicles. The F-150 is almost 9 degrees warmer on the inside already versus the Land Rover. So we're quickly approaching 15 minutes here. This part of it is absolutely fascinating to me, right? We have the temperatures all the way up, the fan speeds all the way up, and the temperatures inside the cabins are dramatically different. They are maintaining approximately 10 degrees different. The F-150 being almost 10 degrees warmer than the Land Rover Defender. The F-150 is already approaching over 60 degrees, while the Land Rover Defender at 15 minutes is just now approaching over 50 degrees. So that part of things is pretty darn unique. We are seeing the windshield starting to defrost at a very similar rate. Again, 15 minutes in. My hands are absolutely numb right now, so I'm gonna put them in my pockets and let's see what the status is up front.
I do think this is interesting. Looking at the two of them, they almost look absolutely identical when it comes to the amount of snow melted on the windshield right now. I should also mention that this is the V8 F-150, so I was curious initially, even though Land Rover does have all of the technology to get that 4-cylinder up to temp quick, is it really faster than a good old American V8 when it comes to getting up to temp? At the moment, it doesn't really appear so on the inside. Even though it is the V8, these are very similar in torque numbers. However, the F-150 does produce more horsepower.
Just check temperatures again, guys. We are approaching 20 minutes of the vehicles running with everything on 4-bore. The F-150 is still almost it's almost 70 degrees inside, which is still 10 degrees warmer than the Land Rover. That's been pretty consistent throughout the 20 minutes here. And you can really feel that on the inside of the vehicles. The difference is the Land Rover's got its heated seats and its heated steering wheel on, so if you're in the cabin it feels very nice, but it, like ambient temp, obviously feels nicer in the F-150. You can see that the Land Rover is clearing the windshield quicker, but here's the kicker here. The defrost, both the front windshield defrost on the Defender as well as the rear defrost, it shut off at some point. I don't know what that timer is, if it's 10 minutes or 15 minutes. I just observed that was shut off and I did just turn that back on, and it was like a turbo booster of that snow being cleared from the windshield on the Defender when that was turned back on. So it does do something. You can see right now that that windshield is just rapidly clearing on the Defender. The F-150 is not too far behind. It's starting to just make me wonder. Let's just see how this ends here. 23 minutes in now, guys, and I'm really starting to have my doubts about the benefit of the technology that is claimed to be in the Land Rover. I truly am. There's the front windshield defroster. I noticed again that kicked off, so that must come on in 5-minute spurts. At the end of the day, we're 23 minutes in, and you look at the two vehicles and the difference is so minute that you have to wonder if there's really a value to adding that super expensive windshield that has this technology in it, that defrosting technology, compared to one that's just old school blowing hot air. I did check the temperatures again, and it's maintaining about a 10-degree difference. We're approaching 80 degrees on the inside of the F-150, and we're still in the mid to low 60s on the inside of the Defender. The F-150 is so hot that the snow on top of the roof is starting to come down onto the windshield, and the Defender is just kind of in its same state. There's a few other things I want to note. So it has the cold climate pack on the Defender, meaning the jets on the wipers are supposed to be heated. There's supposed to be heated jets onto the headlights. And I'm just starting to wonder if there is any value to these options. As you can see on the F-150, it doesn't need to have its headlights cleared. Obviously, it still gets caked in salt. Here's Minnesota for you. You got this layer of salt, so your headlights look dim. So there might be a value. Imagine if these washer jets on the Defender were not heated. We have the same thing going on here. I can actually rub this away, but let's see if this standing snow can actually be cleared away by the washer jets right now. We have just cleared the 25-minute mark. I can say with confidence I can get into the Defender and drive off with no assistance of clearing snow, clearing ice from the windshield, from any other windows. And I can say the exact same thing about the F-150. In a nutshell, guys, I'm just not convinced that the options that the Land Rover has and claims for being the best and superior on a luxury brand with the heated windshield, with the cold climate pack, I don't know that that extra money with those extra options are actually doing anything for you. And I think we have just proven it here tonight on this snowy, frigid Minnesota evening. What I can tell you with confidence is if I have to get into one of these vehicles right now to warm up, it's gonna be the F-150 because I know it's about 10 degrees warmer in there.
Thank you guys so much for checking out today's video on performance on wheels. I really hope you enjoyed it. I did find it interesting because I totally thought the Defender was gonna take it with all of its fancy defrost stuff. So that makes you wonder, when you go to get your windshield replaced from a crack or something, is it really worth the money to get that defrosted windshield if that is an option to you? I honestly don't think that it is. But either way, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a great day. Subscribe.